I play that song for a little while, and look, we have a little furry friend here. His name's Kuma. Say hello, Kuma. All right, so today's video topic is basically how does a body heal itself? And so that is pretty much the premise of what EMDR, which stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing therapy. So that's what it stands for. And this whole video is going to go off of what it's about, like how does it work, where does it come from, and why do I love it so much. So let me just first off by telling you, again, I'm a licensed marriage family therapist. You are hearing me from my business, Empowered Through EMDR Psychotherapy. And I chose these words very specifically for the basic idea of how much EMDR really does empower people. So I just want to tell you guys firstly my own story, right? So when I was going through my training in, graduate school and everything, I was taught all these different types of treatment. And so when we're going through graduate school, we are told that we should go ahead and get our own personal therapy, right? So I did all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I've tried different types of therapy. And so I'm like talking, great, awesome, I love it. I felt better. But something that was different for me was when I started doing EMDR treatment for myself. And oh my goodness, like, even though let me just stop real quick and let you guys know a little something. I'm just gonna toot my horn just a teensy bit because I have all these degrees. I graduated like summa cum laude, 4.0 master's student, whatever, blah, right? But there was this little teensy something. I said, you're not good enough, da, 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 right? And so there was just a little something that kind of would be a theme throughout my relationships, throughout career, throughout different parts of my life, right? And something that continued to kind of pervade, and it did stop me from getting to my goals and all those kinds of things. So once I went throughout my treatment through the EMDR, again, I want you guys to know if you guys are going to start looking for it, these people who are trained in EMDR, certified in EMDR, we go through extensive training. It's not, quick. And so make sure that when you do find your own therapist or psychologist, doctor who is trained or certified in this, make sure that they have these proper credentials, because we have to abide by a protocol, and it's these many stages that go over X, Y, and Z about what you have been through, and it needs to go by that standard protocol. So I just want to make sure that you guys are being taken care of correctly. So with that being said, I found out, like, after my session, I was like, floodgates, right? Opened up, like, oh my God. And I was like, oh my God, I get it now. It was like this connection. Okay, I'm going to come back to that connection where the stuck part that was playing over and over again, and similar to the song that I just played, that's why I chose it, was because we had this idea of like, I can't do it, I don't deserve it, I'm not good enough, yada yada yada, I'm not in control, I'm a bad person, I fail, I'm a failure, those kinds of ideas. And so it goes round and around because it's stuck. It's stuck in a part of our brains, and it's unable to connect with all of our strengths. So let's start off by that. So EMDR is a 8-phase protocol that really goes off of exactly from starting off with your history and then going throughout the different memories and events that you'd like to go over, okay? So it starts off going there, but it comes off with this idea that, just like, imagine this, you got your immune system, right? It's here to help you, make you feel healthy, and it's trying to stop you from getting sick. Same thing with our adaptive information processing system. That's the same thing that happens there. So in that part of your brain, it connects, it has all of this information. It knows that you're strong, it knows that you're smart, it knows that you're in control, all those great things, but it cannot be connected to something that was traumatic, or an event that was overwhelming, a stressful time in your life where that really shook you, right? And it shook you because it was hurtful, and it took you a couple of days to really get back on your feet. But somehow there's still some residue left over, right? Depending on the type of person you are. Sometimes there's going to be stuff left over, the idea from that event. And so the traumatic part of your event, it's shaped in different ways. I have a little prop here. And so, everybody, it's a donut. Yes, mystery solved. I ate the other half. But think about it. When you look at this donut, you smell it, you're like, you see it, what color it is. It reminds you of stuff, right? Maybe it reminds you of your favorite donut place, or reminds you of your favorite donut, or the first time you ever ate a donut and you're like, oh, I love donuts. Same idea is what happens when we come up throughout any event, when we are reminded by something, and it gets triggered in parts of our brain. And so sometimes when, let's say if you had a bad experience with a donut, the back part of your brain will constantly remember, like, oh my God, that donut's a lion. It's scary. It's something that's going to hurt me. And so that's the idea of something that gets stuck in parts of our brains, okay? And so what EMDR helps to do is this replaying, right? This replaying idea of this happened to me, and I'm not good enough, those kinds of things that get stuck. And I think I've said that 20 times because I want you to understand that this is biologically, this is what happens in parts of your brain, okay? So utilizing the AIP model. The AIP, Adaptive Information Processing System, is again here to help you connect to healthy again. So that's what's missing when we have to, that's what we do with eye movements. Follow my fingers, connects the stuck parts to I am strong, all my healthy adaptive information that I have stored over the years. Okay, so why do they call it EMDR? Well, I'm just going to put it in short. Again, I'm not going to do huge training, but they have found that eye movements, similar to rapid eye movements during sleep, what happens at this time is memory consolidation. So during this time is when certain parts of an event that becomes stored, right? And this is what happens, it becomes stored. Eye movements allows the jump from different parts of your brain, right to left or right to left, to connect. Sometimes when we are having those, traumatic events or events that are stressful and overwhelming, it's not able to connect. So what rapid eye movement, they found that during a time when I thought about this event, and again, don't do this on your own, people. You need a trained or certified EMDR therapist, consultant, whatever doctor thing. Don't do this on your own. Warning. Okay, I already told you. So when you're gonna focus on that event of like, oh my God, I'm not good enough and all these things, and then with the rapid eye movements, EMDR, what happens? It connects. Your brain starts to heal itself, just like if I cut myself, right? I got a cut, it's a wound, and it's like an infection. It'll heal itself. Sometimes we need the assistance for that to happen. So similarly, in our brains, that's what needs to be done. So during the eye movements, your brain connects to all of the, oh my God, no, I am good enough, or I am strong enough, and that, event doesn't summarize who I am. No, I have all these strengths. And so what begins to happen, your brain continues to reprocess all this information. You start to look at life in a different way. And so this can differ from person to person based on if they had a lot of other things going on. If they had, depending on how they were when, growing up and all those things, that's the difference. And that's how it can help you. And so just want you guys to know that this is why I love it so much. Because EMDR has, compared to all the other treatments that I've learned and that I've, seen, it really utilizes your own strengths. Biggest amazing part is that you don't even have to tell your therapist everything that happened if you don't want to. The biggest thing is that you see it. You wrap your mind around what had happened, and then you reprocess it through, and you're like, and then it becomes unstuck. You come up with this, that life that you wanted to live. You get to be yourself again. You're no longer, controlled by all of these negative beliefs about yourself. I'm not good enough, smart enough, yada, yada, yada. Run down that list, right? And so this is why I am such a huge proponent. These are why I'm starting these videos. Because again, it's just not from me that I'm going to be known and all this stuff, but it's because if more people went to therapy, okay, more people were able to reach out, no matter how small it is. I know shame and stigma is a huge part of it, so I probably want to get to that again another day. But if we were able to reach out and just, checked in, with our therapist, just like a doctor, just like you go to, chiropractor, whatever it may be. You check in with them. This is what happened. Go through that. Boom. And then you get right back on your life. What it gets worse when we don't address it and we just let it keep going. And over time, it can become something even, more difficult. So that's why I'm a huge proponent about this. I hope it makes a lot of sense on what you guys are wanting to know, all these different questions. So I want you to, ask me any questions, email me at patricia@emdrempowered.com. Visit my website for more information, EMDR Empowered, okay? Empowered EMDR. Go ahead, check it out. I'm here in Fullerton. I'm not going to be able to do EMDR with you over online or teletherapy. That's not something I want to make sure of that can't be done. But I really, really suggest that you guys look out and reach out to those people that can help you. Okay. All right. So hope you guys had a great time. Happy Labor Day weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. All right. Thanks. Take care, guys.